day, everybody. It is Calxiyn here with Frieren, episode 3, reaction and review. And before we get started, I always like to talk about things that I have thought about since the previous episode that were not previously mentioned in my review portion. Usually stuff that I notice on a rewatch, maybe some symbolism, some foreshadowing, all that good stuff. But this time, it's actually about Fern. I guess I just thought that Fern's reaction was very extreme, because I understand that she's lost her parents, but that's not a regular reaction we see, I guess, in anime or in fiction a lot necessarily. And so my thought process was, I've never really seen that before, therefore something worse must have happened to Fern. Like, it wasn't just losing her parents, which yes is traumatic, obviously, not trying to say that it's not, let's be clear, but I sort of thought, okay, well maybe it was, I think that they said it was some sort of war or something, so like abuse by soldiers or something like that. Like she saw something else that was even more horrific than what she had already been through. Because I don't know, for some reason, that was what my brain was fixated on. Like, there must be more to this than her just losing her parents. Or maybe the orphanages suck, is what I said. But somebody pointed out that maybe Fern believes that she will be reunited with her parents in the afterlife, and that she will have a chance to be with them again. And so that was her reasoning, and I was like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense, I guess. Because I don't know, like, it never occurred to me that she would believe in any sort of afterlife. I guess it makes sense because obviously we have the priest and we have the church, so there must be some sort of religion of this world. I don't know if it's fantasy religion or if it's going to be like vague religion they never talk about, or as a mysterious third thing, it's going to be something really close to our religion, but they just don't call it, like, they don't call them Christians, they don't call it Jesus, but like it's heavily implied that it's supposed to be Jesus, you know what I mean? Because those are like 3 different things that fantasy shows tend to do. It's like, this is clearly Jesus. Nobody will ever say Jesus, but it's the same, like, sculpture of Mary that you will see at an actual church or something. Like, that's the one thing. Then the other thing is vague religion that we never talk about, but we know that there must be some sort of religion in the world because most cultures do have some sort of belief system. And then we have completely, like, built up fantasy religion that is eventually explained. So I guess just in my thought process, it never occurred to me that people may believe in the afterlife or anything, and so I didn't think about that. And that makes a lot more sense as the rational, I don't know, rational, because you don't need your characters to make rational decisions, but I was like, she must be in very intense emotional pain, and I'm not sure if it's just the loss of her parents, but I suspect that it was something else, and I guess I was wrong. But the reason why I suspected it was something else was because it seemed like an extreme reaction before trying any other avenue, I guess. But if you think, and you're a kid, and you think that there's an afterlife, and you think, like, it'll be easy, I'll just reunite with my parents, like, then I kind of get it. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't know how well I explained that, but I was thinking about it way too logically, and the idea that she believed in any sort of religion where, like, I'm sure if I'll die, I'll be reunited with my loved ones, so what's the point of staying here? I have nothing to stay in this world for. I'll just die and join them. Because for my thought process, when you're dead, and I hope that this isn't the case, right? But like, I was thinking, well, if you're dead, you're dead. So you have to make sure that's a very final decision to make. But it makes sense that she would make that decision if she doesn't think it was final. Do you guys know what I'm saying? It's a very extreme reaction for a character who doesn't think that there's life after death. It's a less extreme reaction for a character who does think that there's some sort of afterlife. So that makes a lot more sense to me now. But without further ado, let us get into it. 3, 2, 1, press and play. Okay. Yeah, because, I don't know. Do you guys know what I mean when I say that? I've said that like 3 times, but I'm so unsure if people are going to be like, what is Cal talking about? But I don't know. It's just, like, yeah, if you believe that there's an afterlife and you think that you have nothing else to live for because the only people that ever loved you are gone, the easy solution is to die. But like I don't know, like I guess it's just, you know, as a child she believes that concrete, but like the reason why most people don't just do that like in our real world is because we all still have like a little bit of doubt, and it's that little bit of doubt, right, that makes us not do that. You know what I mean? Usually. There are some cults where that stuff has happened, obviously, but for most of us, we still have that doubt after whether or not there's an afterlife, and so I think that maybe that's why, but maybe in this world, and this was the other thing I was gonna say, like, maybe in this world, the afterlife is, like, a guaranteed thing. I don't remember what Frieren said about it exactly, but, like, in some fantasy shows, there is, like, a concrete afterlife, and, like, that's the difference between our world and their world, is, like, that they know that there is life after death because there's ghosts and there's spirits and there's all that stuff, right? And so maybe I was just applying our real world scenario to the show. But yeah, that could be another point, is that in the show, like, people know there's an afterlife. They just don't, like, they are not just thinking that, like, they know it. So yeah, I hope that that all makes some sense. But 27 years. Okay. So so it was 6 years or 5 years when Hamel died, I think, and she was staying with Hyder. So now Fern should be, like, a young adult at the very least. Like, she should be, like, 30, or maybe it's less time than that. But she's at least 27, right? Because, you know what I mean? Like, Fern spent a certain amount of years with them when she was a kid, so... Oh, man. Damn, she's just always spending the money. I love how, like, Fern is gonna get older, right? And eventually Fern is gonna be the more emotionally mature one, because it's easy when she's a kid. But, like, now Frieren, like, is not mentally or emotionally getting older, but Fern is maybe becoming a little older, right? So... But yeah, she's, like, at least, she has to be at least 25 now, I think, unless I, like, totally botched that math. But they stay with them for 6 years, and then Frieren goes to Hyder very shortly after Hamel died. So if it's been 27 years, you guys do the math, I don't know. I went to musical theater school, so I didn't have to do math like this. Aw, but what if she's buying something for you and you're ruining the surprise? Could not be me, bestie. This hair takes a lot of work, alright? Oh, but maybe it's for you. Maybe it's not for her. I love how she's just literally, like, sneaking around. I mean, she probably doesn't know, right? But she has earrings, so, like, she's a fashionable person. Oh, little kitty cat! Yay! Oh, that cat's so cute! Yeah, Fern has, like, a natural affinity to animals. I've noticed. Like, there's always an animal who is not afraid of her at all. I think that's nice. Okay. Yeah, it's probably for Fern. Maybe it's the anniversary of when they started traveling together and she just, like, forgot. Oh, see, it's like it's somebody's birthday! Does Fern not know that it's her birthday? Like, her birthday. Fern's birthday. It kind of feels like that's what's gonna happen. Oh, this is a little sus as fuck. Oh, what happened to the killing magic, by the way? That was my theory from last week, is that we were just getting into, like, some beef with Frieren and the amount of time she spends on things, and, like, how Fern clearly wants to go out and fight things. Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like these guys. This is sleazy as hell. No, 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 no. I don't think they're talking about that kind of dessert, bestie. Is that a bong? What the hell? Oh. I don't know. I feel like that... maybe they are good guys and I'm just judgmental. I don't know. Just the way that they talked about it was like, oh yeah, we know where to get some dessert after a long day of adventure. I don't know. I wonder what the other people think about this. Like, that guy just looked at her and is probably like, what the hell? But yeah, now I'm on that killing magic thing. I'm like, Fern wants to fight people. Oh, she's just like me for real. I mean, I'm literally wearing my Neapolitan shirt and my Neapolitan. I was gonna say like Near Automata. My Neapolitan earrings and my Neapolitan necklace. Oh, see? Like they're just going out on the town. Oh. Oh, I feel like we're gonna get Hamel ordered that pudding. Oh my gosh! I was just joking. Is the entire show like this? Just things that remind her of Hamel? Oh, guys, I love them so much, and they're not together. I'm gonna cry. Oh, well, because you didn't try, bestie. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, we know that. Damn. But yeah, I don't know, grapes is an interesting thing to be your favorite food. Like, I don't know why. But I'm like lasagna, or like steak, or something, but... Oh! Oh! This is so nice! Is this for her, like, birthday? Yeah! Oh, I'm so smart. I mean, it was kind of obvious, but yeah. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's a clip that she wears in her hair. So this is when she gets it. Oh, that's so sweet. Ah. Oh. See, and so now Frieren is correcting her mistakes. Like, she's trying to get to know Fern the same way, like, she didn't. I mean, she says some stuff that implies that she doesn't think that she got to know Hamel enough, right? So I think that this is her course correcting, you know what I mean? Aw, see, look at her doing her hair. She's so cute. Oh, she's still gonna keep the pieces in the front? I thought she was gonna, like, do a little bit of a this. And get him out of her face, but... I guess that's the look. Oh my god. See, she's like... I want to go fight things. Still. Oh. 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 Oh, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, like... Oh, she's 16! I totally did that math wrong. I guess I didn't know how much time had passed between Hamel dying and her going to hide her, so I assumed that it was, like, a couple months later. I was wrong. Wait a minute, this episode's not over. Okay. Well, hold on. But yeah, it's been 27 years since Hamel's death, so let's just say it was 10 years before she went to go see Hyder again. And that would have made her 6, and now she's 16, so it's been 10 more years. I think. Oh, so now we're learning how to kill each other. Is that what's happening? the tree, you can see that the tree is scraped. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, how well have you been teaching her how to fight, bestie? Because, like, you can't just be on the defensive. Like, you need to actually throw down, you know? The music is really nice. I like the flute instruments and all of that stuff. Makes it sound very much like anime battle, or I guess video game battle music, I should say. Sometimes you gotta kill the other thing before it kills you, you know? I mean, I guess. Oh. I feel like this is gonna be another Hamel moment. I mean, that's true, but what about... Exactly! I mean, oh, well, no. But what I'm saying is, like, you have to be offensive, too, right? Oh, no, she's not reading her theory books? See, it's hiding her eyes. It's always like when she's up to something. Oh, I wonder if anybody we know will be around, but... Okay. I mean, the only one in her group alive is the dwarf, right? But I don't think that's him. Okay. Thank you, old man. Oh, that was the thing that attacked the girl with the braids last episode. Oh, I see. Okay. So she planned for this. Oh, okay. Oh, that's so fucked up. Oh, he was checking too. Oh. Ah. No, that's so fucked up. Oh my god. Oh, I see. Okay. So he knew. Okay, Hamel, that's fine. But I was like, way to guilt trip her, man. She already felt bad. Oh, I see. He's in stone. How would you know that it's degrading, though? Okay, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, I mean, there were some cracks in it, so maybe it was just harder rock before, and now it's eroding. Fern, you're not reading your magic book like you said you were going to, bestie. I can't help but point out. Oh. I wonder if this is gonna be, like, foreshadowing for something. Like some other big bad situation. Oh my god. Oh my god. god. That's fucked up. But can't she just reseal him? But I guess, I don't know, it'll be hard. Do your homework. Yeah, I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, bestie, you don't know anything. Oh my goodness. Oh dear. I don't like that. Oh, even the birds are flying away. Oh man, I'm like afraid because this is gonna be really the first time that we've seen combat, right? But like, I don't know, I guess just resealing him again is not effective because maybe one day Frieren won't be around. Like, even though she's clearly, and that means somebody else could deseal him too, probably, and use him for nefarious reasons. So it's not like foolproof, you know? Oh my god! He knows her name! That's weird! What do you mean, bestie? Like, you have... I thought it was just gonna be a mindless demon. Like, this thing has sentience? Oh my god. Ah! Oh. That's too bad. I thought this guy was gonna be like, well... see you later. If he's dead, I need a new job. That would have been funny, but that's, like, not the tone. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Like, has magic just evolved since then, is what they're saying? Oh, yeah, because she's just like, well, what's this? This is just normal offensive magic. Oh. Yeah, so they're saying, like, it's 80 years ago it was a problem, but, like, now it's just a minor inconvenience. I get it. That's smart. I love how she's explaining this to him. Yeah, I love that. This show is so good. Yep, humans evolved when you were asleep, bestie. Ah, see, that's what I thought he was gonna be like. Yeah, I mean, if my king's dead, I'm just gonna head out. Goodbye. Uh-oh, but he's also learning. That doesn't make me feel happy. He's doing the same thing that Fern did. Oh, no! He's just like, well, if I just keep shooting. All right, go, go, go! Oh, nice! So she's just, instead of making a full cube, she's just making some little ones. Smart. Very nice. Yes, let's go! Yes! I wonder if you could do like a reflect to have it reflect back at him. You can fly, I mean... Whee! Well, that was easy. Yeah, I mean, man's dead. Oh my lord. Yeah, your own spell, bro. I love how he knows her name, though. It makes this feel so weirdly personal. Ah, and that's it. I love how it was like, this was all of like, you know, like exterminating some like vermin or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, this was all the trouble of just... It's like she just, you know, oh, we need to take care of your rat problem or your termite problem. Like, I kind of love how... Oh, he was like a little boy! Ah! Bro. Oh, see, Hamel was pissed! What?! He just said it out loud and she never noticed?! You've seen what I've wanted to see this entire time?! Oh my god. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, though. Are we just glossing over the fact that Hamel said that? Like, clearly he liked her then, and it wasn't just a joke, but maybe she thought it was always a joke. Like, he was like, I'm gonna cover up my feelings with a little tee-hee. Yeah, well... Oh, see? They always knew she would come back. Oh, see, and like, I feel like that little memorial is for Hamel, even though he didn't die here, obviously. That was a really nice episode. Like, I really like how they handled the fight scene, because, I don't know, like, it's interesting, right? Because you think, like, oh, it's gonna be this big, powerful demon man, right? Like, that they have had to put into stone, but it's all like, it takes only a couple, you know, seconds for this guy to die. Like, I thought that that was a very interesting, right? Because I feel like the show is about subverting expectations to a certain extent. And so, like, that's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, you know, I've been watching, like, other shows lately, and so I was kind of like, oh, they're gonna do this big, like, fight scene, and it's gonna be all this, you know, all this stuff is gonna happen or whatever. But, like, it makes sense for this show that it's not a big fight scene, because that's not really the point, right? In a sense. But yeah, I really like the birthday stuff. Like, that was just really wholesome. Fern just spying on her. And the birthday stuff, because you see that now Frieren's trying to, like, fix her mistakes. She doesn't know a lot about Fern, but she doesn't want the same thing to happen where she, like, didn't know a lot about Hamel, because she says that in the first episode, like, she wishes that she got to know them better. So now she's trying to make an effort. With the killing magic stuff, like, I really found that piece of world building interesting, this idea that that was a intense, powerful spell all those years ago, but, like, the Demon King is dead, humans are evolving, and, like, humans, you know, are evolving very rapidly because we only have unlimited time, right? Damn, she was an irresponsible person. Interesting. The land where souls rest. Okay, well, that may be getting into some of the religion ghosty stuff that I talked about at the beginning of this episode. I did talk about Fern and Frieren had this fight where you don't know when to stop. Does that mean another 6 months? And it seemed like Fern really wanted to get out there and kill stuff, right? And so I think, though, should this have not scratched her itch to do a little murder? Because they did technically kill something. Like, it wasn't that crazy. But they did stop a threat, so I wonder if that's also Frieren coming to a compromise, even though they didn't really finish that conversation, they were interrupted. I wonder if it's going to be that that comes back later at some time in the season, or it's supposed to be that Frieren did actually learn from her interaction with Fern there, and so now decided to do something more exciting, right? Like killing this demon, or if it was just coincidence that the seal happened to end at the same time. But yeah, I do wonder, because that seems resolved, and I guess it makes sense, right? Because I guess, and again, to compare this to other things, that would be like, we're prolonging this conflict, and it's gonna be this big thing that is eventually going to blow up again later in the season. And like, maybe it is, right? It can still be a problem, but it's also just natural to say that sometimes you just fight with the people that you're around a lot. So I feel like that at the very least, sometimes we just bicker with the people that we care about, and it doesn't need to be this big thing that's like this lurking darkness throughout the season. It could have been just that they were having a little argument and that we're not going to hear about it again, at least not for a while. Like, Fern is not lingering on it. At least I don't think that there's any evidence in the text that Fern is still thinking about it. I thought it was going to be kind of, again, this through line that continued. We can see that Fern is getting frustrated. I'm sure it'll come back up again because Fern does comment on the fact that Frieren does things that are a little bit like, oh, she's spending all our money again. Frieren does have a little bit of a disregard, and I think that that disregard is an important character flaw, but I don't think that it's going to be this big dramatic conflict right now. I feel like that's all it is. Like, it is just a flaw. And maybe Fern's lack of appreciation for certain things is also going to be a flaw. Like a reoccurring flaw versus this big, like, oh, they're gonna fight, right? And like, again, like I said, maybe they will fight, but now that I've seen this episode, I see that argument that they had more in the vein of they were just sort of on each other's nerves, as opposed to like, this is a thing that I'm gonna bottle up and eventually in the mid-season it's gonna explode. And I really appreciate how they're handling that, because I feel like that this episode shows, and it's not necessarily very like forced onto the viewer, that Frieren at least took some of her words to heart, because it seems like that there is a compromise. She is teaching her defensive magic. She is teaching her killing magic if they ever have to go kill something. But I feel like Fern actually does appreciate the let's go look for flowers thing now, because in this episode she says like, oh, you're retracing the steps that you took with your friends from before. What do you think you'll find? It seems like that they kind of resolve the argument without it being like heavy-handed on the audience. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any predictions where the show is gonna go, because it's not, I don't want to say it's weird because people have a negative connotation to that. It's sort of a weird show in the sense that it is adventure of the week, and there's really nothing necessarily pointing to any specific adventure, right? Like, we have this, souls across the land thing, or like whatever it said. That could be Halloween, right? That could be Spirits Eve. It could be some dungeon where they're keeping like, we don't really know. That doesn't tell me anything. When I read that, I thought, oh, this is some sort of cultural festival thingy that they're gonna get wrapped into, but it could be there's literal hell. I don't know, right? Like, there's literal Hades, and they jump down into Hades. Like, who knows, right? So I think that that's very interesting for me, because I like to theorize, and I like to theory craft, and I like to predict what's next, but it's also kind of nice to not be able to know what's next, or not have to make complex theories every week, to just watch something and be in the moment with this. I guess what I'll say is that it's so obvious that Hamel was in love with her. It's gonna be the most tragic, Orpheus looks back and sees Eurydice at the final moment. Like, we know he's dead. The ship is dead. The ship has sunk, but that doesn't mean that engaging with their relationship is meaningless. Yeah, that doesn't mean that engaging with their relationship is meaningless. Yeah, I think I said that in the correct tense. I'm still engaged in their relationship as, I don't know, like unrequited love, or like Hamel was in love with her and she just didn't notice, and the tragedy of that. I find that really compelling. I think if there's one thing that I can predict, it's that every episode is gonna have like, and this is what reminds me of Hamel sort of moment. And hopefully that'll reconcile, that she realizes that Hamel was in love with her. And I feel like that there might be like a tiny thing of regret. She realizes it and then she regrets it, but at the same time, they were never in like a wedding union. Like, they were never, I don't know, husband and wife or whatever. Like, they were never a couple, but that doesn't mean that the love that they shared was any less real. And so it'll be this bittersweet. I realize that we were in love. It's a tragedy because we didn't act on our love, but at the same time, now I understand that it was love and we had love all along, because she feels really bad in the first episode. Like, why didn't I try to get to know him better? So I feel like that there will be some bittersweetness in the sense of you wish that you had known it at the time because you could have done things differently, but also like the love that they shared was still valid. They didn't need to be a couple. And we don't even know! They could have kissed, and I would bet money they could kiss on the lips, and Frieren, like, oh my god, what is going on with me today? I'm like getting my syllables, I'm swallowing my syllables. I bet any money they could like kiss on the mouth, and Frieren would still be like, yeah, I don't know what he meant by that. I can see it happening, right? And so even though I'm thinking, oh, there was never any relationship, because obviously if there was, Frieren would see things differently. But now I'm like, no, I feel like that they could have been in in a relationship and she just didn't notice. Very possible that ship was alive and that the ship was shipping and that she just didn't think anything. She was like, yeah, sure, humans kiss each other, whatever. Like, she just like, right over her head, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had fun. Thank you for attending Calxyn's Royal Court for another episode of Frieren. Again, hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the Patreon for early access, and I will see you next time. Bye!